Let us solve for x in this equation. How do you solve for x in this equation? The first step in solving this is to start first by isolating one of the square root terms. In other words, we can either isolate the square root of x and take it to the right hand side, or maybe negative the square root of x minus 5 to the right hand side. So let's transpose negative the square root of x minus 5 on the right hand side. We will have positive the square root of x minus 5. Remember that this negative the square root of x minus 5 was negative. And immediately when we transpose it to the right hand side, this negative sign will become positive. And then the following step is for us to square both sides to eliminate the square root on the left. We're going to square this and square all of this. We'll have, so we squared this side and this side to eliminate the square root on the left. After doing this, we know that this will result in x, because this square will eliminate the square root. Then this will be equals to 1 plus the square root of x minus 5 squared. The third step is for us to expand the right hand side. We're basically going to have, we expanded this to that. After expanding this, we have to simplify the right hand side. So x will be equals to, so 1 multiplied by 1, we know that it will give us 1. And 1 multiplied by the square root of x minus 5, it will give us positive the square root of x minus 5. And then we'll say positive the square root of x minus 5 times 1, it will give us positive the square root of x minus 5 again. And then when we multiply the square root of x minus 5 and the square root of x minus 5, it will give us positive the square root of x minus 5 squared. Remember that when we multiply these two, it will give us x minus 5 squared. We are still simplifying the right hand side. We're gonna have x equals 1, and then when we add these two, the square root of x minus 5 plus the square root of x minus 5, it will basically give us plus 2 of this, which is the square root of x minus 5, plus, you can see that here we have the square root of x minus 5 squared. So this square root and this squared will cancel out each other, and then we will have x minus 5. And then as we continue to simplify this expression, we can tell that this x here is the like term of this x here. We're going to have to group them together. We're going to take this x on the left hand side, so it's positive. Then we'll have x, so when you take this on the left hand side, it will be minus x. Then equals, then you can see that we have negative 5 here. So this negative 5 and this 1 here are both like terms. So we're going to group them together. So we'll have 1 minus 5. Then we just write this, which is 2 the square root of x minus 5. And then what we'll do next is to subtract from both sides. So x minus x will actually give us 0, equals 1 minus 5 will give us minus 4. Then we'll have positive 2 the square root of x minus 5. And then what we'll do from here, we will just transpose this negative 4 on the left hand side. So it's negative, when you transpose it on the left, it's going to be positive 4, equals 2 the square root of x minus 5. What we'll do from here, just going to divide both sides by 2. So we're going to divide by 2 here and also divide by 2 here. And as we divide by 2 on both sides, 4 over 2, we know that it's 2, equals this 2 will cancel out with this 1. We'll be left with the square root of x minus 5. And then after this, we will have to square both sides again to eliminate the square root. So I'm gonna square this one and also square this one. 2 squared it's 4. So when we square the square root will cancel out with this 2. We'll be left with x minus 5. And as we solve for x here, we're just going to transpose this 5 to the left hand side because it is the like term of 4. So we'll have 4 plus 5 equals x. Our value of x will basically be 9.